I think any player would be hurt by that. And I hope those fans, have their moment where they can look back and say, man, I really shouldn't have done that. And I don't think he's going to get an apology from the fans, but he's done a lot for that city, a lot for that organization, so I think they should rethink that.
I applaud him for making a tough decision. It's hard to make that decision with the scrutiny and what people say on social media, and I know what happened last night.
I also got to understand, taking the effect that it's a livelihood, that if something happens, you can't do something for the rest of your life. So that is much bigger than, I guess, the numbers and whatever they look at. But it's the gift that we've been given, and it's also the curse.
Those were Colts fans booing Andrew Luck after news of his retirement broke during the Colts preseason game Saturday night. And following the game, Luck said this about the boos: "It hurt. I'll be honest. It hurt." All right, let's welcome in former NFL Pro Bowler Keyshawn Johnson. Thank you for being here.
What's up, Keyshawn?
What's up, Keyshawn?
How you guys doing?
We're well, thank you. Will, I'll start with you. Was the booing by fans fair or foul?
Allow me to take this over. I'd like to go first. I'm going to try to be as nice and as professional as I possibly can be here. I can't believe that I'm saying this. The fans were not wrong. I think it's real popular to sit up there and point the finger at the fans, and a lot of times it's justified and it's deserved. But I got to say, it wasn't that. You got to take it. Everything should be contextualized. You just found out about a week to go before the NFL, a week and a half before the NFL season start, that your star quarterback, who, by the way, missed the entire 2017 season, comes back, wins comeback player of the year, takes you to the playoff, gets you to a divisional playoff game, and not only do you have a significant portion of your team returning, but you add Devin Funchess to the mix to help out at T.Y. Hilton. You got a massive offensive line. Ebron is coming off an all-pro caliber year. When you look at all of those things taken into consideration, and then in the moment you learn that the man is retired, you're like, what the hell's going on? What is this? Okay, and this is the point that I'm trying to make. Jim Brown didn't retire at age 29. You know when he retired? July 13th, 1966. Barry Sanders retired at age 31. You know when he retired? July 27th, 1999. Calvin Johnson retired at age 30. You know when he retired? March 8th, 2016. If Andrew Luck had retired at any of those times, I don't think you get that kind of reaction. It's that, wait a minute, on August 4th, I think, you told Peter King, I expect to be ready for week one. And 2-3 weeks later, you're retiring. So I think that we have to take that into consideration. I don't think the boos were about him leaving. I think the boos were about the timing. In other words, we get ready to start the season. You've been going through what you've been going through, and a week and a half before the NFL season begins, we get this news. I think that's the problem. And I think as a result of that, I think in this particular instance, first of all, it wasn't everybody. There was some serenade boos. It was loud. But I think those people in that moment deserve that pass.
All right, listen.
That's what I'm saying.
Keyshawn, let me jump on Stephen A. for just a moment here. Here's the thing. I actually think everything you just said was true, man. The timing of it, the overall sense of disappointment. Colts fans had a real, legit reason to believe they were going to contend for a Super Bowl this year. I was going to toy with them winning the AFC, making my preseason picks. There's real, not just disappointment, but a sense that things came in way under expectations for Andrew Luck and the Indianapolis Colts. And I understand it, man. And here's the thing. I've made arguments in the past. Fans' job is to be fans and to feel it. They're visceral. That's what they're supposed to be doing. However, everything you just said can be true, Stephen A., and I'm not trying to be on a high horse. I'm not trying to sermonize, but you got to be better than that. You can feel all that. It can be real. And your mom can tell you, I understand, baby, and pat you on the back, but you still got to be better than that. You cannot rain down boos on a guy who's given you 7 years like that.
I respond. Go ahead, Keyshawn.
Well, look, I kind of somewhat agree with Stephen A., and I kind of somewhat agree with you too, Will. I would say it this way, though. Andrew Luck is a teaser to the fans, okay? Like Stephen A. said, he put them in a situation where they felt good. They go out there, they get Devin Funchess, they draft O-linemen, they do all the things to make a run. They were favored to win their division, okay, let alone the conference by some. They were favored by some to even maybe make it to the Super Bowl. All of these sort of things, fantasy football, you just name it. And then all of a sudden you hear, while sitting in the stands at a preseason game, that your star quarterback has decided to retire right before the end of preseason, and now you basically are stuck with the number 2 quarterback having to be your starter, so you're going to feel a certain type of way. Now, as it calms down over the next several days, I'm sure we will see people come out at the fan base and say they were sorry or they were emotional, all of those sort of things. But I don't see 24 hours, it'll be over with as far as the Bulls go. People will celebrate the 7 years that he had in Indianapolis. I think a lot of people are saying now the 7 years, we're all making the 7 years like they won a bunch of Super Bowls. They made some playoffs, they won some divisions, but it's not like they won Super Bowls. We're not talking about Tom Brady.
And because
we're just talking about a guy who was showing promise from injuries and taking them to the playoffs when they had a bad season the year before.
Yeah, Key, and because of that, I'm not sure it's going to go away in a couple of days. See, we all agree the Andrew Luck experiment, Stephen A. in Indianapolis, fell short. Honestly, way short of expectations.
Well, see, I don't know that. I don't
think it's way short, Will.
Oh, man.
I don't think it's way short.
Oh,
no,
I
told you I think you're wrong.
Listen, hold on. When Andrew Luck was drafted, he was billed as a generational quarterback. I'm not talking about a first overall pick every other year in the draft. I'm talking about a guy who ousted Peyton Manning.
He was headed in that direction.
Hold on. Break.
Yeah.
You got time. We got to go to commercial break. I'm sorry. I got to help you out here because Will and Keyshawn don't want to listen. We got to go. Go ahead, Roz.
We'll be talking about this topic all throughout the show. Keyshawn, thank you so much.
Wait.
Oh, he's hanging with us?
Keyshawn's hanging with us. We got to finish this segment, right?
All
You
right,
stand right here, right, Keith?
Stay with us.
I'm good.
Stay right there. Stay right there.
That was like Andrew Luck's segment.
Many times I show up on your radio show in the morning. Stay right there. Stay right there.
Absolutely. So Keyshawn will be here. We will be continuing this topic later in the show and with Keyshawn. And we will be discussing what does the man who will forever be tied to Andrew Luck think of his sudden retirement. RG3 opens up on Luck opting out of Indy. Don't go anywhere.
The NFL season is right around the corner.
Excitement is building as week 1 approaches.
Who has the best chance to dethrone Tom Brady and the Pats?
Will Patrick Mahomes win back-to-back MVPs?
Are the Cowboys still in accident?